The word monsoon refers to a system of winds that changes seasonally, bringing wet and dry periods to a region. The word comes from the Arabic word mosim, which literally means seasonal, and initially referred to the famous monsoons of the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. But the Sonoran Desert also experiences monsoons, known as the North American monsoon system. Our summer monsoon system is driven by a low elevation, clockwise atmospheric circulation flow that carries warm, moisture-laden air from the Sea of Cortez and the coast of southwestern Mexico. These air currents flow north and east, joining the prevailing westerlies and moving into a low-pressure area created by rising continental air warmed by summer sun and by a northward shift of the North Pacific high. The northern hemisphere mid-latitude jet stream, the westerlies, shifts north in the summertime, wrapping around the north edge of the Pacific high, which sits around 38 to 40 degrees north latitude, allowing moist tropical air to move up and into our region. These clockwise moving winds circle around into the area and often reach the Sonoran Desert, seeming to be southeasterly winds. This is one reason people in the past assumed that our monsoon moisture came from the Gulf of Mexico. However, meteorologists now know that most of our summer moisture comes from the Sea of Cortez and tropical eastern Pacific. In fact, the monsoon begins along the Pacific coast of southern Mexico in May and June, and quickly spreads northward along the western slopes of the Sierra Madre Occidental, decreasing intensity as it moves northward. Arizona and New Mexico get only the northernmost edge of the monsoon. Once Pacific moisture reaches southern Arizona, usually beginning in July, the increased humidity means we really begin to feel the heat. If June is preceded as usual, the desert surface is very hot, causing the moist air moving in to expand and rise. The hot air rising off of the desert floor moves upward in great columns called thermals, which can be 3 to 5 miles in diameter. Broader areas of cooler air separate the thermal columns, which is why thunderheads can be so widely scattered. The creation of thermals can be violent business, and local updrafts can move at over 50 feet per second. The strong convection upward is usually matched by strong adjacent downdrafts, which kick up sand and dust as they hit the land. Above, the air cools as it rises until about 17,000 feet. The moisture freezes. A growing thunderhead can tower 40,000 feet or more, with the whole top containing a raging snowstorm, a strange concept to a person broiling at ground level. This process is accelerated when the moisture-laden air encounters the Mogollon Rim or high mountains, such as the Sky Islands of southeastern Arizona. One frequently sees thunderheads forming first around mountaintops. In a sense, these ranges capture moisture by forcing air upslope to higher elevations. Sky Islands are summer rain gods of the Sonoran Desert. And even with all the spirited buildup, it is not at all uncommon to have a frustrated thunderstorm. Towering cumulus clouds spread out and sweep across valley floors, whirling skirts of wind and dust and throwing lightning bolts. Yet all the rain can evaporate before reaching the ground. This creates one of the most awesome desert sights called a virga, the trailing vaporous streams of rain that hang down from the thunderhead, frayed ends drying in the layer of hot air over the desert surface. The rain that does reach the desert floor in a summer thunderstorm typically does so with great vigor. Although the dry desert can absorb substantial amounts of water, much of the rain rolls off the hard-baked ground. Sheets of water wash across the land, filling arroyos and riverbeds in minutes, the flow carrying along sand, rocks, and plants, carving new stream channels and eroding stream banks. This runoff is a critical resource for desert life, whether it is providing a temporary pool for a desert spadefoot, a cool spell and source of groundwater recharge for urban desert dwellers, or irrigation for a Tahana Atam squash field. Any Sonoran Desert dweller will tell you that after several months of extremely hot, dry weather leading up to the monsoon season, the rain comes as a godsend. It means a small break from the intense heat of one of the hottest places on earth. It means the buzz of cicadas. It means the smell of the creosote. It means tying down your lawn furniture so they don't blow away. It means the saguaros will continue to bloom. It means the mesquites will continue to drop their pods. It means the jackrabbits will have spring litters. Ultimately, the monsoon rains mean life may continue in these lands for a while longer.